This will contain spoilers, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Nice.
Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
All right, then. Talking about Superman, as the title suggests, and it's not going to be in any chronological order. This is a trash movie. Even the clock agrees with me. The clock is letting you guys know it's about to go down.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
This movie is complete trash.
Damn.
Complete trash.
Damn.
Complete trash.
Damn, son.
Let me start by saying the choice of making Jor-El and his wife send Kal-El to Earth with the intention of ruling Earth doesn't make sense to me.
He ain't lying.
If that's in the comics, cool. I'm not going to fight that. That's already in the comics. That's fine. Just like when there's an alternate timeline. What if Superman was sent to? What if Superman's rocket landed in Russia? I think it's called Superman Red Sun or something like that, and he was raised by Russians and he had Russian ideology instead of American ideology, yada yada yada. Cool. So what if scenario? That's fine. I've already seen the animation for that. I wouldn't mind seeing an Elseworld what if scenario multiverse in the movies, but since I've already seen the animation, it's not something I'm looking forward to seeing or clamoring for. Now if they did it, I wouldn't mind, you know, but I'm not looking forward to seeing it in live action. I'm not dying for it. But the Jor-El thing, Jor-El and I can't remember his wife's name, sending their only son to Earth to dominate Earth and then have a harem and, you know, concubines and whatnot, and because they're simple people. That dialogue I like because it plays out in the movie.
Damn.
Your planet is dying. It's about to explode any minute now. 5 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, an hour from now. And it makes Krypton look as if almost everyone on that planet were douchebags.
Willingly?
Yes.
Your planet is dying, and this is the best thought you have in your mind, is to send the last of your kind and your only son or your only child to another planet to take over the planet. It even makes me wonder why this wasn't done before. Like, why is it now? Because I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird combination of things, because it's only now you choose to use this situation of your planet dying before it became like like the grand epiphany. And even if you were planning it before, why not do it when you were at the pinnacle? Why not send other people to Earth before your son? Why hasn't Krypton sent other people? Or is it that Jor-El and his wife are the only douchebags on Krypton? It muddies the whole ideology of what we're used to with the Superman character. That's why I was saying earlier on, if this is the exact storyline or one of the exact storylines in the comic books already, then there's no point even me making this video or bitching about that part of the video.
That's right.
So I say again, your planet is dying. You're about to get annihilated, completely wiped out. No return, no comebacks, no reincarnation, no resurrection whatsoever. And you deem it wise and intelligent to send your only son, your only child, and not only your only child, but the last being and species of your kind to another planet to dominate the planet. And that's the message you sent. When that scene came up in the movie, I thought it was Lex twisting the whole archive of the information, twisting the true meaning of the information. How they even managed to decrypt it into English, you know, whatever. I'm not going to talk about that one. That's a nitpick. That's not even a nitpick. That's just me whining. Yeah. But I'm trying to get into the mentality of parent, as a parent myself, where I'm standing right now is about to get nuked. It's about to get erased. It's like being on a planet where Galactus is coming to devour it. And before the planet gets devoured by Galactus, as intelligent as I am, as intelligent as most Kryptonians are, or the scientists are and whatnot, we cannot all create spaceships or whatever to escape the planet just in time, because I guess the same issue that existed in all the other stories of Krypton exploding is no one believed Jor-El until it was too late. Fine. It's funny how James Gunn stuck with that one, but chose to make his parents douchebag. Again, if it's in the comics, I need to shut up. And let me put myself in that scenario. I'm with my wife. Galactus is about to plummet this planet into infinity, into dust. I send my spaceship, and then I'm recording a message, because it's an hour left before we get annihilated. And in this message, I'm like, we're about to get wiped out, man, but our dreams go with you. Our hopes and whatever go with you.
Nice.
You then say, we're about to get erased, but it'd be cool for me to send my son to take over a planet and have harems and concubines, and anyone who gets in your way, destroy them. What kind of stupid parents are those? What kind of sick, demented creatures are those?
Damn!
What kind of people do that? What kind of wicked-minded people do that? You are dying, and the fact that your son will survive and you won't exist, record all the best archives of information you can. Send him, send him to a planet that you know he'll survive and live well and thrive, and remember you through the information and archives you add into his baby rocket thing. Is such a beautiful thing. But to just say, oh, we're going to send you to this planet and you're going to take over the planet, it really robs, I don't even know what to say. It really makes Krypton and Kryptonians look really, really, really cruel. Really cruel and of low mind and low frequency. With all that advanced tech, even the way they're dressed, their attire looks different. You can tell they're intelligent because of the way the Fortress of Solitude is built and the way it operates, the way the technology, even the way the robots, their language. So they're clearly an advanced civilization, but you're so advanced. You are so advanced. It's almost like it's copying aspects of Vitramites. Is it Vitralite or Vitramites from the Invincible series? Another thing I'm going to talk about is Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is the worst. For someone so smart, again, it's like, I don't know, maybe if James Gunn is trying to hint at something or is using this movie as an allegory for a number of things. And I think if you're going to throw in your politics and how you feel about life and how you feel about your American government and society and yada yada yada, I don't think it's cool that you're going to fling all those things into a movie that we're going to pay money for. And that's why you have Twitter, X, that's why you have social media. If you want to make a statement about something, make the statement and then let's have a discussion. Or if you want to set up an open conversation via podcast and live stream, do it. And then we'll all talk about a thing and have a discussion and, open heart and open arms and say, what do you feel about this? What do you feel about government? We can talk. But to put something political and this is how I view the world inside a film, we're paying for your opinion.
What?
Your vision of how you see Superman is different. Your vision for how you see the guy flying is different. I want him to fly like this, not like Henry Cavill flew, or not like Christopher Reeve flew. You could tweak things.
That's right.
Some people don't even like the Christopher Nolan's Batman because they want their Batman to look a little different, and that's cool because Christopher Nolan said, this is how I see Batman and this is how I want to make a Batman movie. Or 3 movies, and it worked out fine because I love the Christopher Nolan trilogy. I also love the Robert Pattinson's version of Batman as well. So I will accept a Batman movie when it's done well. Even Christian Bale's Batman, even though we didn't get a whole trilogy treatment for him, I still liked his idea or his version of Batman. A Batman who is tired of putting people in Arkham or putting people in prison and they come out, put him in prison, they come out again. You know what? I'm going to start breaking necks.
Damn, son.
I'm ready for that. It makes sense. I wouldn't turn around and say that's not how Batman should be. As long as it's a compelling story, action, intelligence, you don't make Batman look stupid, then yes, I'm ready for that story. It just makes sense.
That's right.
A planet is about to die and parents put their child inside a spaceship and leave a message inside said spaceship that when you reach Earth, take over that motherfucker.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I don't even know how long it took for them to realize that, like, when the message was left in the pod, how long did they think it would take for him to translate the message? Or did they send the robots with the spaceship? Of course not. They obviously didn't send the robots with the spaceship. So how long it took for Superman to understand the glyphs in his spaceship and then realize how to build the first robot, the second robot, the third robot? Or was he sent there with an AI? The AI just knew how to build the machine. Is there a massive 3D printing Kryptonian machine that prints the robots? We don't know these things. So you send a message. At what age do you anticipate in your mind that, yeah, when Kal-El reaches 15, he'll be able to speak our language? You send him to a planet. You don't know where he's going to learn English, French, Spanish, Italian, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo. You don't know where his pod will land. But you have the balls to send a message alongside him. When you reach Earth, take over that rubbish planet and have your Heraman, Hiram, Hurum, and Haram. What are you doing?
Don't ask questions.
There's some storylines that suck in the comic, and there's some storylines that are very successful in the comic. And when you ask the people who read said comics, the masses of people who read said storylines, you do a survey and say, which one of these stories did you appreciate? They will give you a rundown of the ones they liked and didn't like. So if you go and choose to take the story where people did not agree with it and said, please don't ever do this again, and the issues didn't sell money, it was downvoted, blah, 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 and you still make the movie based on that story, I think you're silly.
Not my problem. That's just not my problem.
Granted, you want to be different, you want to have your own unique spin on it. All gravy, baby. All gravy, baby.
Gravy, baby, I got it all smothered.
The masses that you were making this movie for, that will pay money to go and see this movie, they already told you the storyline you are adapting did not work in the comics. We did not buy those issues. We downvoted and said, thank you, but don't make that mistake again. This is what we want to see the run of. Stick to these stories. If you are creating new character, fine. Don't spoil what we already like in the soup. Please leave the soup alone. Make new soup.
That boy is good.
I would like to ask all the massive Superman and DC comic book fans, did those copies sell well? If it's a massive no, then I'm confused as to why a bunch of grown people chose to go into the archives and pull from stories the masses aren't familiar with. I still can't get my head around it. My planet is dying.
Our world is in peril.
And I still choose myself and my wife. We sit down, put our son inside this machine. We know that we are going to die. There's no if, but we know. But at least our son will survive. But when he survives, he will take over. So that means they've been colonizing other planets as well and taking over. But if that's the case, why didn't they send other Kryptonians to Earth?
I don't know.
Or is it because it's so primitive? If it's so primitive, then why now? Why is it now you're about to die? You know, we've been sending all our Kryptonians to all the other planets. Mars, Jupiter, Eros, and Saros, and Keru's planets. But our planet's about to die. I think it's now the right time to send our only son, only child to Earth. What?
Don't ask questions.
Just make the thing make sense to me. You send people to other planets. You send other Kryptonians to other planets. Fine. Why is it now you choose to send a Kryptonian to Earth when your planet is dying? You're about to get killed.
Does not compute.
Wiped out in an hour's time, and it's the right thing in your mind to say, let me record a message. When you go to that planet, take over their planet because they're simple people.
Does not compute. Does not compute.
Oh my God, that's what James Gunn thinks we are, simple people.
We're just ordinary people.
Well, that's what you think some of us are anyway. Because this movie is an insult to a level of intelligence. I find it personally insulting. The allegories are there. We see what he was doing, political this, political that. There's ways you can weave in political messages and a sense of let's have dialogue about this. There's ways you could do it. I feel one of the strongest aspects of the movie where you can say let's have a dialogue about this thing that shouldn't last too long, to be honest, is when Superman prevented a war between those two nations. I can't remember the name of the made-up nations.
People were going to die.
Because I feel some people would say no. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But I too ask myself, if I had that power, it was the quick answer. It's yes, I would do the exact same thing.
Well, duh.
Because if I was Kryptonian with the same superpowers and I got sent here and landed on planet Earth in the exact same time period before Hiroshima dropped, the exact same time period before the first nuclear bomb or atomic bomb was created, I would stop it. I would stop it because nothing good and positive and divine has come out of that.
Wait a minute.
Shut up and take my money.
Again, not your idea of good. That's why I use the three words. Nothing good, nothing positive, nothing divine. Cosmically divine, not your definition of divine, not your idea of divine, not your is that a dragonfly? Nice. Not your breakdown or what you think divine means. You can use whatever word you want to use, Yahweh, Jehovah, Jesus, basically, if nature does not throw atom bomb at you, then I will not do what nature doesn't do. It's as simple as that.
Get this man a shield.
So if nature hasn't done it, not that nature, you have to go and combine this, combine that, combine this, and then say, technically you can make atom bomb from these things from nature. No, I'm saying, has nature thrown an atom bomb? No, then I'm not tampering with it. So yes, if I was in that time period before Hiroshima dropped, before anything to do with unnecessary stupid wars, best believe I would do the exact same thing he did.
You don't understand.
I also did not like the way he and Lewis were having that conversation. It's a very strange thing because one, I was confused. The first time I saw that clip, I was like, this is a good conversation, but I thought this is the wrong person to have the conversation with, because one, it showed me how she viewed the world and how she saw Clark or how she saw Kal-El. Second is, you're dating an alien. Dude, as human as we are, a lot of us are very, very different and unique, but you're in a relationship with an alien being and it surprised you, or you felt that I didn't understand how the conversation went on for too long. What do you think your husband, your potential husband or partner is going to do when He sees that deaths were going to occur, and it's not like the war is a just war, meaning there's an invading force that is coming to intentionally wipe most of you out and take over your land and resources. You could even ask the next question is, do you need the resources? Yes. Then have a conversation. Can we borrow? Can you lend us? Can we trade something? If you need something, ask. But you're using a brute force, and because you have military power, so therefore you feel it's okay to go and invade a country and then start a war because you need resources. Sometimes when someone tries to explain war to me, I'm like, no. What are you going in there for by force? Why can't you ask? Why can't you have and even if the nation says no, then you say, let's talk. Maybe I don't, you know what? I don't want to get into it because some people like to spin what if scenarios for the sake of arguments and just to have a debate. Me, I prefer discussions where we both grow mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and beyond. So I was shocked to see how Lois was struggling and the way she was saying, I would go and no, that's you. That is you. You're not Kryptonian. You're not Superman. And it shows that her psychology is based on her upbringing. Not only that, Clark Kent was also brought up by humans, but he still felt within his own heart, plus his upbringing, plus the program he got, or the half recorded message from his sick parents.
Damn, son.